Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. I'm Lamina. We're going to hop right into this because this reading feels so awesome. This reading feels awesome. So we're pulling in on Mars energy tonight. We're going to be focusing on strength, courage, and power to be pacific. With that being said, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. My voice is a little scratchy, so if I cough here and there or anything like it, please forgive it. We're going to hop right into this. We opened up with a powerful card. We opened up with the Chariot. And we opened it from the other view. This is about you changing your perspective about your forward motion. Do you notice how the chains are broken, right? The street is caving away and is opening up to the cosmos. Okay, this is in Cancer with moon energy. You see how he has the moons here on the shoulder? This is about the road forward being the only option. You cannot go backwards. You're not meant to go backwards. You're only meant to go forward. Take the lessons that you've learned, evolve, and allow for that chariot to just fly. Okay? Whatever was holding you back, you may have not even taken the time to notice that you're no longer chained. You might be sitting around not noticing just how much things are progressing forward for you. You may not be noticing that some of the things you thought that you were bound by, you're actually being freed from. On both from the shadow side, because we have the dark chain over here, and on the light worker side, because we have this silver chain over here. So your outer and your inner, your shadow and your light, you're being completely released to go forward and truly express yourself. And as the payment caves way in that background, it's opening up your intuitive mind. You're going to start feeling, seeing things. This, again, a lot of my readings, I tend to tap into people naturally that have a spiritual journey, or they're heading on a spiritual journey of some kind, because the last couple of readings, that has been a huge thing pointed out. It's so many people right now that are waking up and taking part in these spiritual journeys to expand and really do the things in life that they need to do. You might feel that whatever you want to do is something small and insignificant, but let me assure you, it's going to help someone else. Whether it's you getting the knowledge and then you can teach another, or whether it is in the spiritual field, it is light work, it is something like that, whatever it may be, especially if your ideas are super creative and you work in some type of creative field, you're going to inspire people just from them looking at your work ethic, just from them looking at what it is that you create, right? So just keep in mind, forward motion. Don't worry about the past. We're cleansing that. See, that shadow chain is broke. We're cleansing the shadow side. We're purifying it. We're embracing the protective side of it. That's a necessity. And we're allowing ourselves to purify the parts of it that might have been toxic, or that might have given you toxic thought. Maybe other people's ideas, you adopted, became yours, and it's been chaining you down. We're getting rid of all of that. We're also breaking the chains of what kept you from evolving and expressing your true talents, or that outer side of yourself, that light side of you, that inner part of your soul, that glow. We're breaking the chains of what was holding that back. There's nothing stopping or slowing the momentum of this chariot but your own thoughts. So keep that in mind. Also, I feel like with the ground caving here and the cosmos being expressed, that this might also be speaking to the dream realm. So some of you might be getting visions in your dreams. Your ideas may be coming to you in dreams. And word to the wise, some of the best ideas come in the dream world. Because in the dream world, you get to practice that idea. You get to make it, watch it come to life, and then figure out how to implement it in the physical world. If you've ever heard of Tesla, that was one of Tesla's things. He would dream a lot of his inventions. He would go into the dream world, and his spirit guides and his higher self would collaborate. And by the time he would make whatever invention he had in the physical world, he had already went through the trial and error of it in dream state. So bear that in mind. We also have the King of Pentacles here. For some of you, this is someone coming in your life that's willing to make an investment in whatever your dreams are. They're willing to just make an investment in you. This could be putting money towards like a sponsorship for you. This could be someone that actually works for a company that may want you, but whoever it is, they're a kind person. There's somebody that really loves to give. For others, this is you. That you're closer to this than you think you are. You're closer to that Pentacles, that King of Pentacles energy than you may realize. And this is the outer glow of it all. And you see how he has all these flowers blooming and the fruits around him. You know, he's in clothing that indicates he knows what it's like to make his own way. He knows what it's like to plant seeds and watch them grow. And now he's in a position, he's sitting in his throne, he's in a position to give back to others. And he's not only immersed in the physical world. That's the thing about this King of Pentacles, especially coming out here with the Chariot, and the Chariot giving the balance between the material world and the cosmos. This is a King of Pentacles. It's very much the same way. He understands what it's like to have an abundance of wealth, or you will come to understand it, but you're going to keep your humbleness intact as well. You might be someone that loves to give, and as you think of your ideas, you think about, how can I give back when my business takes off? How will I be able to give to my community or family or whatever the case may be? And that's by understanding the cycles, because this Chariot is forward movement from one cycle into another. The King of Pentacles understands cycles. He knows what it's like to watch things grow and express and expand. Even going through the hardships and sometimes maybe missing certain crops or missing certain opportunities, or maybe a project fail. For every failed project, there is experience to learn and grow and not repeat the same mistake. Because remember, you can only go forward. We have the Seven of Cups options here. What I love about this Seven of Cups, though, you have divine assistance. You might be feeling right now like, man, I got all this drive. I have all this passion, all this stuff that I really want to do right now, but I don't know how to act upon it. I don't know where I'm going to get the resources from. I just know I need to do it. Well, that's fine, because there's divine assistance here helping to guide you. You are being guided. You are being led. You don't need to know all the intricate details about that, though. That's the beautiful thing about this card. Focus on what you're trying to do. Go ahead and blueprint it out with no specific attachment to an outcome. So if you have an idea for a product, or if you have an idea for a website and you're like, okay, this is what I want it to look like. All right, focus that creativity, channel that creativity, but don't get too caught up on thinking, okay, in the first week, I'm going to get 100 people to look at it. You may get that. You may not get that. You don't want to be so like hell-bent on getting a specific thing in a specific way that you don't notice that, hey, you may have not gotten that 100 that first week, but now you got 500 within that 2 week or 3 week. You have this many customers. You understand what I'm saying? Like, don't get too attached, but just trust and believe that you are successful. That success knows your name. You and success are one and the same. You are best friends. You are buddies. You're the other side to each other. Okay. And have that courage to also be patient and to wait. I actually channeled this earlier. Having the patience to be still. Having the patience to sometimes just remember to be. You can channel your creativity, but when it comes to the business side of it, sometimes let things fall into place. Be mindful, be tactful, but let things fall into place. Don't feel the need to be too controlling. And when you get confused, call on that inner intuition, call on that inner help, your guides, your astral family, whichever floats for you, your ancestors, because they're sitting there ready and willing to give you whatever direction you may need. You need only to ask. You need only to open up and speak out. And speaking of ideas and projects, we have, I love how this one looks too. We have the Ace of Wands. New beginnings. New beginnings coming in here strong, electrifying. Okay, do you see how the lightning is hitting that tree? That's how your ideas, whatever that new thing is that's about to skyrocket everything, it's going to come in hot and heavy. It's going to feel like a spark legit went off in your mind. You might have already had it. You might have already had that tingling sensation, that electric shock sensation that goes through the body whenever a new idea comes. So if you've been feeling blocked, if you've been feeling a little like, my muse, it's not coming in, or my creative ideas aren't coming, don't worry. They're going to come in, but be prepared, because when they come in, it's going to be explosive. It's going to be electrifying, right? So go ahead and take the time to relax and plan those new ideas, right? Without worrying so much on every little detail of how they're going to unfold. Just trust and believe that you're moving forward. You're grounded. And like I said, for some of you, this is also a person coming in that will help. Some of you might end up coming across the money on your own in some way, but I do feel like some of you have somebody that's willing to make the investment because they truly believe in you. They truly believe in your forward motion, and they want to assist. So don't worry too much about what that person looks like, where they're going to come in from. Just do the work. Remember to sometimes take time to just be and work on the new idea. Write it down, sketch it out, whatever you need to do to keep it loaded and locked in. And progression will come forward from that. So we're going to get into some tarot. I'm going to tap into one deck for the divine feminine energies, and I'm going to tap into another one for the divine masculines. So I normally shuffle all the cards out before a reading, because I be trying to keep my readings from being too long. So let's break this down some more for the divine feminines, shall we? All right, Spirit. Let's break this down for the divine feminine energy. We're thankful. We're grateful. Ooh! 9 of Pentacles. Well, come on, somebody, as my sis would say. What else do we have for the divine feminine energies? Thank you, Spirit. We're so grateful. Okay, well, I was like hoping for one card, but we got like a bazillion cards. Remember I was talking about that moon energy? Remember? And we have strength here. Did I not say that this reading was about strength, courage, and power? I just saw 1222. So that may mean something for some of you. 1222 and 1227. I love when spirit flows like this. Let me put this where you guys can see more. So we have the moon card coming in, speaking once again to what I picked up from the Chariot. A lot of you guys are going to be getting visions and dreams. Your ideas may come to you in dreams. Your assistance, your divine assistance may come to you in dreams. But dreams are going to be very important. We're talking about bringing things from the dream world and manifesting them into the physical. Whatever that goal is, whatever, I don't care what you see yourself doing in that dream world that you might think is so far-fetched from reality. It's coming, okay? If you find that you sometimes have dreams that are like really cryptic, like sometimes people have dreams that scare them, and it's not about being scary. It's about you understanding what the little intricate details are, you know, like for example, you may dream that you're walking in a room and then all of a sudden all the lights go out. And when they come back on, you're in this new place. You might be floating in space somewhere, and you panic at first because the first thing the brain thinks is, oh my God, I'm in space. I'm not going to be able to breathe, you know, or this is trippy. What's going on? But if you take a minute to center yourself and calm down, you will realize the shadow side was saying, look, it's time for me to cleanse some things out and bring some new things to light. We're floating around space because we're astral projecting right now. We can go anywhere we want to and pick up on any knowledge that we want to in this moment. And if we use fear in this moment, it'll be self-destructive. I just saw 1414. But if we use calmness, stillness, allow ourselves to relax and let go of the fear, then we'll be led to a high vibrational place. And just like Tesla and a couple of others have done, we'll be able to tap into the knowledge of our higher self and of the overall divine, bringing into reality what exists in that world of illusion, in that world of dream. So pay attention to your dreams. I might have took a little too long on that one, but I can't stress enough how important the dreams are, especially for those of you right now that's trying to balance out your shadow side. But you have to understand, no matter how bright a room is, there is always a shadow. Your shadow isn't meant to be seen as this dark, dreary thing. It's really a protective shield, honestly. But what happens is we go through things in life, or we have toxic people around us, and then those people make the shadow side feel corrupted. And then you begin to act out of that corruption. You begin to act out of anger, or act out of frustration, or act out of a need that sets karmatic lessons. This is about transitioning out of that. So don't be afraid to face that side of yourself, and always remember that you're divinely protected. You're divinely guarded. You don't need to fear anything. Okay? We move into that 9 of Pentacles. Being able to use your discernment, being able to really enjoy the fruits of your labor. Right? Those ideas. Remember, and look at how that works, because we have the King of Pentacles out here, and then the 9 of Pentacles comes. Right? This is proving that abundance is on its way. Whether that abundance comes in as a person, could be a divine partner. I mean, you can never rule it out. Divine partners, when they're spiritually aware, sometimes they watch you. You know, they're observing you. They're observing your talents. They observe your work in the 5th dimension. I just saw 1616, that's 77. You know, they be watching, and they get inspired. When you work on yourself, you inspire your counterpart. And if that counterpart is sitting in a position where they can say, you know what, when I come into this person's life, or when I make my move, I'll be able to have an offer, a genuine offer. I'll be able to give what this person really needs and help them with their dreams. Don't knock that blessing. Just use your discernment to know where all that's coming from. But abundance is coming in, right? Then we have the Strength card. Remember, we were talking about allowing those new, being cool with sitting in stillness, but allowing the new ideas to flourish. The Strength card is confirming that. Have the strength to be able to just be. To not stress over every single little thing, Divine Feminines. Relax, chill, let it come to you, right? You have the ability and the charm to tame the wildest beast. Sometimes that wild beast is the inner fear. Sometimes that wild beast might be, you might have a boss right now that's just, for lack of a better term, honestly, pain in your ass. Right? But when you step into your cosmic power, when you step into your grace, your spiritual grace, and you allow for yourself to stay centered, you can literally change the vibration in a room. Bad people won't want to talk to you. They won't even want to bother you or be in your vicinity because they can't explain how you make them feel. People who are just having a bad day, that tend to act out because it's a bad day, they find themselves calming down just because you're around. Why? Because you have the power to soothe the ravenous beast. You have the power to conquer your own fear. And most importantly, you have the strength to bring into fruition those new ideas and aspirations for life, whatever they may be. You glit like gold, mama. Let yourself do it. This is energy. This is divine feminine energy right here. Divine feminines know how to tame the wild beast. Even if the wild beast happens to be their masculine. I'm just saying, I'm picking that up for some of y'all. I can't seem to get a reading in edgewise without divine feminines, masculines trying to like peek their head in and go, don't forget, I might be a part of this reading too. I'm just saying. Okay, I want to go to the top of this deck. I'm feeling compelled to. Look at that. Queen of Pentacles. So we have a King and Queen of Pentacles here on the table. Isn't that beautiful? Divine feminines. And once again, just like with the King, this is the outer. This is being grounded. This is being appreciative. You've used your discernment. Just like the King, you've seen. Most importantly, you've been the bearer. Because the Queen of Pentacles, that feminine divine energy, we bear life. We birth and carry the ideas, right? All the work that the masculine puts into things with that co-creation energy, when they're able to tap into their divine feminine, they really and truly, that's why there's fruits in that image, because they really and truly know what it's like to see the transformation, to see the divine feminine bring life in the world, to see the seed be planted and watch it grow. And as the divine feminine, you feel that. You feel what it's like to plant the idea. You feel what it's like to feel it grow, as well as see the reflection of it. So again, that's why those little masculines were peeking their head in. Some of you may be getting assistance from a divine masculine, whether it be platonic coming from a friend, but because we have both the king and the queen out here, I'm going to just say it. Some of y'all might have a divine partner if you're not with them already. Like if you're not married or in a relationship now, they're on their way. They're going to play a part in this. And for those of you, this is a balance between the divine masculine and feminine energies within yourself. And that's a beautiful thing, to really be balanced within yourself as a divine feminine and as a divine masculine. I'm going to set this up here for right now. Let's tap into the masculine's energy. Let's get the masculine's breakdown. We're going to go for 3 cards again. Spirit. I say that, but they may shoot out more cards, in which case I would have to reshuffle because I'm trying to keep it even. Let's get into the masculine energy for this reading, for this forward moving. Once again, we're so grateful, divine, so grateful, spirit. All right, let's help this crowd, divine masculines. Let's see how this unfolds for them. Let's see how this unfolds for the divine masculines. And of course it falls on the floor. I'm going to keep shuffling. I'll pick that one up in a minute. I believe in going with the energy. If the energy says keep shuffling, we keep shuffling. Oh, here we go. We have... Oh! When I... Synchronicities... Okay, let me get these up off the floor. 2 decided to fall on the floor. First off, we have the divine masculines coming out here as the Emperor. They say, hey, what's up? We have the 6 of Cups. And we also have the Devil card. So, this is what I mean when I say synchronicities and forward moving. We have divine masculines that might have been stuck at one time, focusing on past memories, right? In fact, we're going to reverse this because I'm going to put this in the order of what it feels versus... There we go. So we have divine masculines that were chained by memories of the past. And some of those memories might have had to do with some temptations that they had to let go of, that they had to cleanse out, purify themselves of. They had to really go through a cleansing. This is what this card feels like to me. You see how they're setting up an offering here, but it actually feels like an offering to cleanse, to remove anything that was toxic, anything that wasn't serving their purpose, anything that wasn't working, i.e. breaking down the walls, crushing the road of the past so that they can only go forward, cutting the chains, cutting ties, right? And then we have the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups feels like some of the things that might have been holding them back has something to do with memory. But this actually feels like a positive 6 of Cups. This really feels like they took the time to really reflect and see what it was that was holding them back. What was it from their memory or their past that made them feel like they had to keep looking over their shoulder? And now that they've seen it, they've evolved out of it. And they say, I'm the Emperor. Okay, on my King of Pentacles energy, wanting my Queen of Pentacles. What's up? What's poppin'? So if you're a masculine right now watching this, so you operate from the divine masculine energy, you know if this resonates with you. You had some things in the past that you had to cut ties with, you had to cleanse out of. I also feel like some of you are starting to step more into understanding the spiritual side of your sensuality, even though this reading didn't look like it was going to go there. Just now it kind of went there. I feel like some of you might have been addicted to toxic things when it came to your sensuality or sexuality, and now you're starting to realize just how much intimacy is sacred, how much sexuality and sensuality is sacred. It's not something to just flaunt and throw around. Everybody goes through their seasons. Some people go through the season of that, some people don't. And sometimes divine masculines are forced into it because they're told this is what, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what being a man is, or this is what it means to be a part of today's society or world, whatever the case may be. And you're starting to realize I don't have to share my body with everybody. I don't have to share my intellect and mind with everyone. I can wait on the right person. That Queen of Pentacles, the future Empress that'll come in. She'll have the strength to tame me. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to work on myself and really cleanse out all the stuff that wasn't serving me. And sitting here reflecting and taking time to really enjoy. I also feel like because of the way this picture is set up, how else it flows with that King of Pentacles energy, you're taking time to look at your masterpieces. You're taking time to look and say, okay, out of everything I've made, which of these do I feel like could have been made better? Now, how do I implement that better expression, that better form? How do I shape and mold that better idea or existence, experience? And that's perfect for this Chariot, because that means you're not looking behind you. You're still looking forward. You're looking at the things that you're in the process of making, and you're seeing, okay, I like how this part came out. I don't like how that part came out. How can I fix that? How can I evolve that? So I still feel like it speaks to that opening up to your intuitive side and cosmic side. Stepping into that emperor power. That takes strength and courage in and of itself. Do you see how all the cards here, they hold fast to what this reading is about? And I just shuffled these out. They hold fast to that strength, courage, and power. Having the strength to have the courage to go forward, no matter what you thought was going to hold you back, facing your fears, conquering those inner demons, conquering that shadow side, embracing the protective part of the shadow side, which can tend to come out as ego. And you got to be mindful with ego, because ego, it tries to protect us sometimes by being too harsh to another. I'm getting a little tongue-tied. The energies are coming in really fast. But we have to remember to embrace that part of ourselves too, and not be controlled by it. When anything becomes controlling and we're no longer in the position to allow for things to flow, and we start halting or putting up walls, because ego makes you put up a wall, pride makes you put up a wall. When that starts happening, we can't progress forward like we're supposed to. And this Chariot is not stuck, okay? That's not a stuck card. It didn't come out reversed. It didn't come out, and when I say reverse, I mean in the upside down position. It came out showing you the other perspective of how you're moving. You might have been watching readings before and you kept seeing the Chariot, and you kept seeing the Devil card, and you kept seeing all these different cards, and you're like, okay, but now you understand the other side of it, the flip side to it. You're already in motion. This is not somebody about to take off. This is a Chariot that's already in motion. You just needed to see, every time you go forward and every time you think something is failing, it's actually just opening the door for something to progress better, for there to be forward moving. And you have to allow for that forward movement. Okay? You have to allow yourself to have it. Let's go to the bottom of the decks for a second here. I'm going to go to the bottom of the Three of Wands. Come on, somebody. Do you see the synchronicities? Do you see them? The Three of Wands standing there, waiting and watching for everything that you've put forth to come to you. If that don't fit the Pentacles energy here, guys, like the flow of it all, the synchronicities and flow of it all. Pull from the bottom of the deck for the Divine Feminist. All right, Divine Feminist, we see what some of your shadow work was coming out of the Eight of Pentacles. If you felt that your temporary successes are what make you feel so, how should I word this? I feel like some of you probably had temporary success. You know what it's like to taste success. You don't know what it's like for it to stay consistent, and that's developed a fear within you. But listen, be grateful. Be grateful and thankful that you actually had those experiences. The reason being, instead of, and it goes back to, once again, instead of thinking about what held you back, what didn't work, what can you do to change it? What can you do to be better? Is there something that you need to completely cut ties of? You are no longer chained by those past experiences. But because you did experience them, they've paved the way for a new road ahead of you, and they're breaking the old. So you got to allow yourself to realize that perhaps whatever you were doing, you might have rushed too hard. Maybe you were too stagnant. Maybe you were in that 7 of Cups where you didn't quite know what to do. The water was a bit murky. And instead of taking a minute to just breathe, go within, rest in stillness for a while, you tried to do something anyway. And yeah, it got you a result, but it didn't get you the result you really needed or really wanted, right? Let that go. Instead, and I also feel like for some of you, what was holding you back was shyness, which is interesting. I feel like shyness was holding some of you back from doing certain things. Allow yourself, and remember, you already have the strength. It's not a matter of developing. It's already there. It exists already. Allow yourself to take hold of that strength, to take hold of that passion, and go forward. Be thankful for the temporary successes because you still learned something from it. Look at it like a lesson, not just a failure. Not really as a failure, to be honest. It's a lesson. When we're in school, sometimes we don't pass certain tests and we have to take them until we get them right. Or sometimes it was just that the person teaching us wasn't teaching it to us the way we needed to know it. Now we know that. Now we know, hey, that method doesn't work for us. What new method can I bring to the table? And I also feel like that's why the Ace of Wands came out too, about that new idea striking in and that new passion striking in. Because now you're going to be able to take the time and really pay attention. So let the shyness go if that's what's holding you back. You know yourself. You know if that's a part of it. You found that whatever it is you want to do, maybe you're not good speaking in front of people or putting on a display in front of somebody. I know me, like right now, when I get tired, my speech is all kinds of crazy, right? And don't let that hold you back. Listen, go forward. You have the strength to do so. I want this to be the image that stays with you, right? Let that Queen of Pentacles energy stay with you. Because honestly, by the Strength card being out here, this feels like the Empress to me. And we got the Empress and the Emperor on the deck. And we have the Emperor reflected in that lion as well. And we have the King of Pentacles here, and we have the Queen of Pentacles here. So if some of what you're doing involves some type of romance or love coming in, perhaps you're getting help from a soon-to-be partner, a romantic partner, a platonic partner, whatever it may be, a divine union of some sort is coming in here. The divine union is romantic, and it might come about due to you meeting somebody who may help you with work. And that's interesting because that came out in another reading too. And we have the Three of Wands here. I just heard an old school song. Some sitting at the dock of the bay, watching the tides. And I just saw 3333. Yeah, you guys, and this is a 3 as well. Listen, miracles are coming in. Look at that. Dreams, guys. Dreams. Dreams hold the answer. We have the moon here and we have the stars here. Listen. Let me tell you how powerful this feels to me right now. Just from these two cards. From both the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine deck. Divine unions, first of all. That confirms that if ever there was a doubt. But both of these speak to dreams, to thoughts and ideas and passions being ignited in dreams and coming to fruition. The Star card, what's powerful about this is this Divine Masculine seems to be preparing an offering for the Divine Feminine. Did I not say earlier that there may be a Divine Masculine that's coming in to support? That's like, hey, I'm going to provide what's needed. Just tell me what you need and I got you. And it's happening in such a flow because this boat here is on water. Everything's in flow. Forward moving in flow. Still being grounded, but moving forward like and the water energy here, the moon energy that's here. And of course, as normally I like to break down the signs and stuff like that in the description, but we can't help but to notice the Leo strength that's sitting here. We have the Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy out here. With the Emperor here, we have Aries out here. We already had the Wands. So we already knew there was some fire. This is a very, if you guys are working on something with career and love at the same time, blessings are coming. And you guys are gifted. This is a gifted, whoever, I don't care what you've been told before. These two cards being out here with all the other ones says to me, especially with intuition being such a key point, some of you are very spiritually gifted. Whether you've ever acknowledged it or not, only you can answer. But if you haven't, it's going to be coming, sparking into being. This is positivity. This is gorgeous. I'm really loving this energy here. I'm really, really loving this. Let's look at one more card. Matter of fact, I don't even think we need to look at one more card. I feel like everything that needed to be said is laying out before us right now. Yeah, I feel happy leaving this right here. Pay attention to your dreams, not only your ideas, because there's two ways that this works. There's the dreams that your idea, that what it is that you're imagining to bring into existence. But also listen, when you ask questions to your higher self, when you ask questions to the divine, and please seek assistance with higher powers, because they're here for you. They want you to communicate. Okay? They want you to communicate. So don't be afraid in doing that. Come out of the shyness, divine feminines, divine masculines. Keep working on letting go all that didn't serve you. Stepping into a more sacred understanding of self, sensuality, of being. And as that's happening, whenever you ask for help, pay close attention to your dreams. Don't stress on it though. Remember, that's the other key here, is allowing yourself to relax. And if you feel like when you woke up you couldn't remember a dream, just allow yourself to relax, because you'll probably notice that physically you start doing things that you were probably doing in that dream. Right? Oh, I think my camera's overheating. It looks like it's trying to like phase out. I'm gonna leave this here. I feel like this was perfect. A lot of positive images to go on here, guys. A lot of sacred unions also coming through. But this still feels like a reading for a lot of you entrepreneurs out there, or people who are just trying to step into a new form of work or creativity. Intuition-based work as well, because you can never have too many light workers, too many people that are helping individuals transition into higher states of being. And just because that's what we do doesn't mean that we ourselves don't also need guidance and help, right? Being in our position doesn't mean that we don't need to seek advice from time to time as well. Everything's a circle. Everything's a part of creative process and life. And I'm rambling. So anyway, peace, love, and light to you all. And have a good day. Mwah.